Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking to talk, you me funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Chuck, Nick, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on season 2 of the show. I really enjoyed it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
I want to ask you this, because when you hear about a musician and they're doing their first album, they say, oh, you have your whole life to write your first album. And then you do it, it comes out, it's great, everybody loves it, and then you got to do the second album. And you're like, how do I come up with all these stories and ideas and make another complete body of work that the people are going to enjoy? When you go into a second season of a show, is there a similar pressure of saying, okay, we had all these juices flowing for this first idea in this season, now we got to replicate that? Is there some sort of, I don't know, trepidation, or is there that still same excitement that carries over?
I think for us, excitement was the right word. We were so overjoyed to get a second year. Writing it was not arduous, was not, it was not crazy making. We wrote the whole second season before we started shooting, which is a gift, because then the rewriting process is what takes center stage, and you're rewriting every day. And I don't think we ever had the macro view of first album, second album. I don't think we had the big picture thing there. I think we were just grateful to be back and writing for these characters. Yeah. And I think I could speak for both of us that we fell in love with these characters, which is what you hope to do when you're doing something like this, is that you feel affection for these make-believe characters, and you want them to succeed. You want them to suffer comedically, but definitely suffer. And the goal doesn't change season 1, season 2. The goal is to cause laughter. The goal is that somehow through these characters and relationships, people will laugh. And that's why it's worth watching the show, that laughter is possible.
Yeah, and I guess you've already established the world, too, in season 1, so it's almost somewhat easier to flex that muscle.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, it's not album 2, actually. It's that you get to take all those songs from season 1 and keep them rolling. It's like you get to, what you did that you liked, and you get to continue. You're not starting from scratch. That's the beauty. Season 2s are a delight.
And we know the characters. Every time you write a script and you shoot a script, you learn something.
Yeah.
And you also fail, and you learn from those as well, from the failure. So hopefully season 2 is a step up. Otherwise oh shit, it's time to quit. Goodbye. Thanks very much. Thanks for the fish, Douglas Adams.
Well, what I love about the show too, though, is really the chemistry between Sebastian and Omar. It's so lived in. I feel like I knew these guys 10 years before the show started. They have that relationship with one another. Being that they are so great together, do you let kind of some comedy fly, or there's some room for improvisation, especially with the comic tools that Sebastian brings to it? Or is it very much like we need the writing here. We need the words. These are the words that we wrote.
We don't do improv.
Yeah.
We come from scripted television, and we work so hard on those words. We work so hard on them. And when they don't work, we change them or we cut them. But we don't, if they don't work, they're certainly not going to get on television. So no, and there's no, improvisation requires time. And we're generally racing against the clock. Improvisation is, let's see what happens if we just make this stuff up as we go. And sometimes that can be genius, but more often than not, it's
the opposite.
It's the opposite.
It's not chicken salad, is what you're saying all the time.
Well, yeah, and so with the clock ticking, improvisation is a wonderful comic tool. It's just not one that's really available when you're under time and budget constraints. You have to know what you're doing.
Well, gentlemen, they're giving me the cue, so thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations again on the second season. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.